Hello, folks. Welcome to NFL Week 10 update. Yes, it's on a Wednesday, so I have to get this done. So let's get to it. Denver and Las Vegas had a low score game on Thursday night. Denver won 10-7. Nick Bonito, 5 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, a half a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits as Denver will head this week with an 8-2 record and still topping the AFC West. They got a huge home game against the Chiefs. Can their defense do the same thing what they did to the Raiders? And again, it's a tough game against Kansas City in Denver. While for the Raiders, focus on Monday night and do not lose to the Cowboys. Atlanta and Indy. What a game this was in Berlin, Germany, as the Colts take care of business in overtime, 31-25 over the Falcons. Jonathan Taylor, 32 carries, 244 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Are we seeing a repeat season from last year where Saquon Barkley ran 2,000 rushing yards last season? And if I get the feeling right now that Jonathan Taylor is going to break Eric Dickerson's record. So if you're an Eagles fan, you should be mad because, yes, last season Saquon should have played against his former team in Week 18. And now Jonathan Taylor. Listen, a lot of people are saying he should win MVP. I do think he should win MVP. And I just said the numbers. 244 rushing yards, 32 carries. You heard me right. 32 carries. That's the most for that game. And I do say it's either him or Drake May, but I think Jonathan Taylor should win MVP. They go to 8-2 for the bye week. While for Atlanta, they go to 3-6, and they got a huge home game, division game against the Panthers. Their running game is going to be very good. Can they do that against a Panthers defense that came in struggling against the Saints, which we'll get to that game in a moment? How about another big upset? The Jets winning at 27-20. Back-to-back wins, of course, after their bye week. Will McDonald, the sixth, 5 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 4 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 5 QB hits, as the Jets will hit this week's Thursday against the Patriots on the road. Could we see another 3 wins in a row for the Jets? But for the Browns, on the other hand, is it time to move on with Dillon Gabriel and go with Shedeur Sanders? Now, nothing is confirmed as of right now. So if they do pull the trigger for Shedeur against Baltimore, boy, excited to see Shedeur. But right now, Dillon Gabriel's the starter. Browns are 2-7. Their season's not going well. The season for the Saints, by the way, had a good week, upsetting the Panthers 17-7 on the road. Tyler Shough, 19 out of 27, 282 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rating of 128.9 rating. The Saints will head on a bye week with a 2-8 record. Carolina falls to 5-5. New England, boy, the doorstep of destiny. That's what first things first always says. Yep, the host of the show always has something to say about his Patriots. The thing it is, we're firmly into the doorstep of destiny. Well, my friend, this is what I think. It's probably your year to win the division. The Patriots winning at 28-23 over the Buccaneers. Travion Hendrickson, 14 carries, 147 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. New England, 8-2 record, and they have a chance to win the division. And honestly, I had them not making it to the playoffs. So the season, you never know if that still could happen. But it looks like they might win the division for the first time since 2019, the year when Tom Brady was having his final years with the Patriots, and unfortunately, first round wild card exit. So this is a great opportunity to New England to go 9-2 this week against the Jets if they can do it. they probably have the division in their hands. And once again, yeah, um, the Patriots' doorstep of destiny is back. Well, for the Bucks, they fall to 6-3. Ravens get back. They win 3 in a row, 27-19 over the Vikings. Travis Jones, 3 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 3 QB hits, sorry, and 2 pass defense. Baltimore is a step away, 1 win away, or 2 wins away to lead the division with a 4-5 record. Minnesota exactly 4-5 record, but they got a huge game at home against the Bears. Who did not see this coming? If you're a Patriots fan, you should thank your rivals Miami because Miami upsets Buffalo 30-13. Davon Achane, 22 carries, 174 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Miami will head to Madrid with a 3-7 record, while for Buffalo they dropped to 6-3, and things are not going in the right direction for Buffalo. How about another fourth quarter collapse for the Giants? Another one. Yeah. Bears win 24-20 in a snowy game. Well, not snowy game. It was snow was falling, by the way. Caleb Williams, 20 out of 36, 220 passing yards and a touchdown and a rating of 83.1 rating. The Bears are 6-3 and they're the 7th seed in the NFC as of right now if the season were to end. So they're firmly looking forward to playoffs if they can finish the season with some wins. While for the Giants, 2-8, they fire Brian Daboll on Monday, and then today they announced that Mike Kappa, who is now the interim head coach, was been announced on Monday, has announced that Jameis Winston will be starting against Green Bay due to Jackson Dart's concussion. And hey, we saw Russell Wilson. We saw Jackson Dart. Now it's time for Jameis Winston. God, let's hope that Jameis Winston does not throw any interceptions against the Packers. How about a big fourth quarter collapse from the Giants 20-14 lead and they lost 20-24 to the Jaguars, giving up 30 points on the offense. Who did not expect that? 29-36 Houston. Danielle Hunter, 7 total tackles, 5 solo tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits. Yeah, 4 QB hits. As Houston is right behind Jacksonville, they're inching away to that second place spot. They're now 4-5. Jacksonville fall to 5-4, and they got to get back on track because home game against the Chargers. Tough one right there. Seattle's defense dominated Arizona's offense 22-44. DeMarcus Lawrence, 4 total tackles, 1 solo tackle, a half a sack, tackle for loss, 3 QB hits, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumble recoveries that both ended up scores. So Seattle will go to 7-2, and they got a huge showdown with the Rams this week in Los Angeles, and this could implicate the NFC West and maybe the number 1 seed in the NFC, whatever happens to Detroit and Philadelphia. Arizona falls to 3-6. They got to head back home, get ready for San Francisco in another big time division rival game. Washington gets their revenge against the Commanders 44-22. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, 142 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Detroit goes to 6-3 and got a huge road test to Philadelphia. Of Washington, they fall to 3-7, and of course, this week was been announced Dan Quinn will be taking over as the defensive calling the defense, and they're heading to Madrid against Miami. So more like a must-win game in Madrid against the Dolphins. The Chargers had a huge game. They need a must-win game. They came in swinging, 25-10 over the Steelers. Ladd McConkey, 4 receptions, 107 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. As the Chargers go to 7-3, while for the Steelers they fall to 4-5, 5-4. Sorry. And then another low-score game. We ended up on we started on Thursday night, 7-10. So let's do this for Monday night. Eagles won 10-7 over the Packers. Jalen Phillips, the newest member of the Eagles who was acquired from the Dolphins, 6 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, a tackle for loss, 2 QB hits, 1 fumble recovery. Philly goes to 7-2, and for Green Bay, they dropped to 5-3-1, and now there are some concerns in Green Bay because that's back-to-back losses. Of course, last week they had a more like a trap game against Carolina, but now here we are. Is Green Bay still a Super Bowl contender? With this performance against Philly, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I said every Packers fan is thinking Jordan Love is 27 years old. Think about it. Brad Favre, when he was 27, he won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, when he was 27 years old, he won the Super Bowl. Jordan Love, if he's 27 years old, Super Bowl? That's the problem. You don't know if he's going to lead you to a Super Bowl this year. You never know. Let this season play out for Green Bay. Okay, now 5-3-1, they got to catch up in that division because, yes, Detroit is on front. Plus, linking right behind them is Chicago. And Chicago fans are hoping that their Bears can keep winning because then next week, after week 11, is against, I'm assuming they're going to play Green Bay. But when we get to that Green Bay and Chicago game, that game is going to probably implicate a playoff spot for one of those two teams. So Green Bay, they got to wake up because this week they got to go to New York, take on the Giants, and all I can tell you, Packers fans, is just relax. Don't say we're going to win the Super Bowl just because Jordan Love is 27 years old. Just let the season play out. That's NFL Week 10 update. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.